And when they don't have someone to peck on or pick on, you know, and then they, you know, they look around and where are they going to flex their muscles? You know, where's the mirror at? You know, they got to have the mirror, you know.
What do you think would happen in this coming parole date?
What do I think will happen in my parole date?
What are you going to tell them?
I don't think I'm going to tell them anything. I don't see any use. I want to look here. Let me try to communicate this. Every one of you people that walk out on that street, you take your rights for granted. You walk up and down the highway and you park your cars and you live your life according to your checkbooks and your accounts and your banks and so on. And one little guy like me that don't read and write too well loses his rights down there in the basement. You really don't care about that. You don't care if I'm down in solitary confinement or if I got my teeth knocked out or whether I got burned up or whether I'm whatever. You don't really care. All you care about is your own individual rights. But when you take my rights, it's just a matter of time so someone folds yours down.
Why do you think it is that your rights were taken away from you?
I didn't get a trial, woman. I didn't get to call one witness. I didn't get one day of a defense in a courtroom. Not one day of a defense in a courtroom. I didn't get to call one witness. You know why I didn't get to call a witness? And I tell you this, you're not going to understand it. President Roosevelt told the governor of New York City, who was then the district attorney of New York City, named Dewey, to put Lucky Louisiano in jail, whether he had to break the law or not. He gave the district attorney permission to break the law, coming from President Roosevelt. They put the head mafioso from New York City in Sing Sing prison, and Dewey became governor of New York. They paid a prostitute to lie on the witness stand. When they paid the woman to lie on the witness stand, the Italian Catholic Church seen that they were lying in the district attorney's office. I was tried by Vincent Bugliosi, an Italian Catholic.
Yes, I know.
And Stovitz was a Polish Jew. And the Polish Jew and the Italian Catholic changed seats in Rome. And Rambo made $50 billion off my dune buggy. And just came back from France with my pants again. You see? In other words, like, you haven't given me my rights.
What is it about you that made the authorities do all that to you?
I'm tough. I'm tough.
You're terrible?
I'm bad. You may see me as a nice guy because you're a nice guy, you know. You may see me as what you think is okay, but I'm not really okay. I'm nasty. I'm really mean. And I can't lay it in your ass because I can't get to you. You know, I'm not out there with you enough for you to get to see me and to know me. You can't see me in a minute. You can't look at me in an hour, man. You know, well, I'm locked up in prison for 9 counts of mass murder, so I must be no good somewhere. I'm terrible, I tell you, lady. You know, these people have got me in irons. Why do you think they got me in irons? Why do you think they put me up against the wall and back up? Bang! I'm not different. I'm just like everyone else, man.
You're convicted of conspiracy. You yourself didn't murder anyone.
No one ever said anything about conspiracy. I'm convicted for murder and playing a pinball machine.
As far as I know, you're here for conspiracy to commit murder.
Well, if that's what I'm here for, they should have let me about 14 years ago, because conspiracy only carries something like 7 years. Wait a minute. That man sits on the Bible, on the rule book, on the court, on the regulations, on the sergeant, on the lieutenants, on the Army, on the Air Force, the Navy, the courtroom, and my grandfather's grave is right down the hallway. And I know I didn't break the law. And sooner or later, he's going to say, Charlie didn't get his rights. And somebody else is going to say, Charlie didn't get his rights. And whoa, the heads are going to start falling then. Because my grandfather gave his life for my rights. So I got one dead person in that hallway already coming for my rights. And that's the Holy Ghost there. And I'm going to get my rights sooner or later. Look here. I'm in jail because people want to keep me in jail. It ain't got nothing to do with the law. The law ain't got nothing to do with it. The mafioso was killed and the black phone book come up missing. When they did the music wrong and they put the half white, half black in the music, and Stromberg burnt my music up in Universal Studios, that's why Universal Studios has been burnt down twice. And Universal Studios will continue to get burnt down. They'll continue to burn Universal Studios down.
After 22 years in prison, what can you say about all the prisons you've been in?
I don't know whether that's a waste. That's kind of a waste of time to even think about something that insane. You know, I don't think about that much. I keep putting it behind me, you know. I just keep putting it behind me, in hopes that it'll take a deal with itself. I don't want to judge it.
What happened in the courtroom?
When I was in the courtroom, the district attorney was fighting with words and education. I was fighting with what I knew on the level I was on. The district attorney fought his case with words. They wouldn't give me no defense. I fought my case with motions. As I talk to you, I speak in motions to your soul on a subliminal level. In other words, I live in a subconscious world because all my life I've lived in jail looking out. So I live inside looking out. You live outside looking in. I live in the subconscious. I understand the infinite consciousness. Now, the DA's fighting his case. The district attorney is fighting his case. I'm still fighting mine. I want my rights in a courtroom. My father set a courtroom in that battlefield in Germany. I got a teardrop in World War I. My father went to World War II. My grandfather went to World War I. That guarantees me my constitutional rights in a court of law. Now, some Italian from New York wants to come over, and because Roosevelt lied to his father, he wants to lie to this guy. I say, well, man, you know, do that on somebody else's time. Don't do it on mine. Because you lie on me, I'll go to the crypt. I'll ring up Hitler and bring him back and give him to you. Have you noticed the streets since I've been arrested?
I wasn't in America when you were arrested.
How long have you been in the United States now?
3 years.
How many?
3.
3? Yeah, well, you don't know much about what I'm talking about anyway, man.
I don't. Tell me.
It's been quite a change. The first change came from here.
Oh, don't start.
Wait a minute. Why don't you, Beams, you got to smack you right in the mouth right now. No, I would. And ain't nobody in the fucking world do a fucking thing about it except him. I'd smack you in your fucking mouth and make you understand what I'm saying to you, see? Because that's the only way you want to understand. I knew I didn't want to do this interview with you because I knew you was going to cop this attitude on me, witch. You dig what I'm saying? You cop this, I'm better than you, I know more than you. You don't know half of what I'm talking about. Now listen. In the barbershop, in the penitentiary, there's a sideburn. And you'll notice that the sideburn in the last 20 years has been cut up here. If you'll notice, I was the first guy that started that sideburn being cut. And then when I came to jail, the cop came up and said, you'll do this. I said, no, I won't do that. And I didn't do it. And I kept the sideburn, and I kept the hair, and I kept the beard. And he'll tell you that 25 years ago, we was not allowed to have long hair and a beard.
So you mean that the prison system changed?
I put long hair and a beard on this prison system.
Do you hope, deep down, that this interview will change public opinion of you?
I'm not looking for sympathy. I don't give a fuck about the public, man. I don't give a fuck about entertaining people. I'm not running for office. I don't give a fuck. It's better that you hate me Because that way you stay further away from me. Because I really don't like people around me. I don't like people. I really don't.
Why?